The power of prayer is just out of this world, really. But specifically intercessory prayer, taking the time to lift others up during your time with God, and just interceding on their behalf, their needs, even their desires, right? But I, am reflecting on the story of Abraham right before God is getting ready to obliterate Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham begins to bargain with him, basically, and he's like, you're not gonna destroy an entire city if there's righteous people in that city. And God was like, okay, talk to me. And he's like, well, if you find 50 righteous people. And God's like, okay. But Abraham knew there wasn't even 50 righteous people in Sodom and Gomorrah. He was like, well, if you find 40, if you find 30, if you find 20, if you find 10. And God, I don't want to say entertain that conversation, but God allowed Abraham, to kind of wrestle back and forth through his realization that there were no righteous people in Sodom and Gomorrah. However, it was Abraham's interceding, that ultimately saved Lot and his daughters, right? And I'd say his family, but we know his wife turned back and became a pillar of salt. But, just as you go throughout this week specifically, I want to encourage you to intercede on someone else's behalf. Offer up your needs, offer up your requests and petitions to God, but take a moment and consider others, because you do not know whose life may be saved through your prayer. See you soon.